November 14, 1970. The AC-130A Spectre gunship Thor banks into a steep left turn 8,000 feet above the Ho Chi Minh Trail, its sensors detecting the largest truck convoy of the Vietnam War moving through the Laotian jungle below. In the cargo hold, Technical Sergeant Mike Coogan peers through his targeting scope at a sight that defies belief. Over 60 North Vietnamese trucks stretching for miles along the hidden supply route. Jesus Christ, Coogan whispers into his headset. There's got to be 50, maybe 60 trucks down there. They're bumper to bumper for as far as I can see. Major Ed Holley, Thor's pilot, keys his intercom. Gentlemen, we've hit the mother lode. Let's light them up. What happens over the next 4 hours will become the most successful single gunship mission in military history. By dawn, Thor will have destroyed or damaged over 40 trucks in one night, setting a record that would stand for the entire Vietnam War and proving that one aircraft with the right crew could stop an entire enemy division. The Lockheed AC-130 Spectre was the deadliest aircraft ever designed for close air support and interdiction missions. Born from the simple concept of mounting guns on the left side of a cargo aircraft, the AC-130 could orbit a target indefinitely while delivering devastating firepower with surgical precision. Thor was no ordinary Spectre. This AC-130A was the testbed for the Surprise Package program, a top-secret collection of sensors and weapons that transformed gunship warfare. The aircraft carried experimental equipment that made it the most advanced hunter-killer in the world. The heart of Thor's lethality was the Black Crow magnetic anomaly detector, a system originally designed to hunt submarines that had been modified to detect the ignition coils of truck engines. The sensitive equipment could locate hidden vehicles under dense jungle canopy from miles away, turning the Ho Chi Minh Trail into a hunting ground where nothing could hide. Thor's weaponry was equally impressive. 4 20mm Vulcan cannons could fire 2,500 rounds per minute with devastating accuracy. 2 40mm Bofors guns lobbed high-explosive shells with the precision of artillery. And mounted in the aircraft's cargo door, a 105mm howitzer provided the firepower of a tank. But the real secret of Thor's success was its crew. Major Ed Holley was one of the most experienced gunship pilots in Southeast Asia, with over 300 combat missions and an intuitive understanding of how to hunt trucks in the most dangerous airspace in the world. His crew had been hand-picked for the Surprise Package program and represented the elite of Air Force Special Operations. The Ho Chi Minh Trail was North Vietnam's lifeline to the war in the South, a network of roads, paths, and waterways stretching from Hanoi to the Mekong Delta. Every night, hundreds of trucks carrying ammunition, weapons, food, and reinforcements moved south under cover of darkness. By 1970, the trail had evolved into a sophisticated logistics network protected by thousands of anti-aircraft guns and surface-to-air missiles. The North Vietnamese had turned truck hunting into a deadly game where American aircraft faced concentrated firepower designed specifically to destroy gunships. Intelligence estimates suggested that the enemy was moving 68,000 tons of supplies down the trail every year. Despite massive bombing campaigns by B-52s and fighter bombers, the flow of trucks continued unabated. The trail was simply too large and too well defended for conventional air power to stop. That's where the AC-130 Spectres made their mark. Operating alone in the darkness, the gunships could hunt individual trucks with a patience and persistence that no other aircraft could match. A single Spectre could orbit over a target area for 6 hours, waiting for the perfect shot and destroying vehicles one by one. Thor had been flying truck hunting missions since arriving in Thailand 6 months earlier, but November 14, 1970 would be different. Intelligence reports indicated massive enemy activity along the Steel Tiger area of the trail, suggesting that a major resupply operation was underway. As Thor lifted off from Ubon Royal Thai Air Base at sunset, Major Holley knew they were heading into the most target-rich environment he had ever seen. Radio intercepts suggested that over 100 trucks were moving south in the largest convoy of the year. "Tonight's going to be special," Holley told his crew during the mission briefing. "Intelligence says there's more trucks moving than we've seen in months." We're going to stay on station until we run out of fuel or ammunition, whichever comes first. The flight to the target area took 90 minutes, giving the crew time to test their weapons and sensors. Technical Sergeant Coogan, the illuminator operator, calibrated his infrared equipment while the gunners loaded armor-piercing rounds into the 40mm cannons. As Thor entered Laotian airspace, the crew switched to combat procedures. All external lights were extinguished, radio communications minimized, and the aircraft descended to 8,000 feet, low enough for accurate gunnery but high enough to avoid most ground fire. Major Jim Ballsmith, the sensor operator, began scanning with the Black Crow detector as soon as they crossed into Steel Tiger. Within minutes, his equipment was detecting magnetic anomalies throughout the target area. "I'm getting hits everywhere," Ballsmith reported. "There's metal moving all over this grid square. Stand by for coordinates." The first target appeared on Thor's sensors at 2147 hours. A single truck moving slowly along a camouflaged road through dense jungle. Coogan acquired the vehicle with his targeting scope and called for clearance to engage. Target acquired, one truck moving north to south, no secondary explosions visible. "Cleared to engage?" "Cleared hot," Holley replied. "Take him out." The 40mm Bofors cannon spoke with a distinctive thump, thump, thump as Coogan walked 3 rounds onto the target. The truck erupted in flames as its fuel tank exploded, sending burning debris cascading through the jungle canopy. Direct hit. Vehicle destroyed. "Stand by, I'm getting more movement." What Coogan saw through his scope defied imagination. The burning truck had illuminated an entire convoy stretching for over a mile along the hidden road. Truck after truck sat bumper to bumper, their drivers apparently frozen by the sudden attack. "Holy shit," someone whispered over the intercom. "There's got to be 60 trucks down there." Major Holley banked Thor into a tight left orbit, positioning the aircraft for a sustained attack on the convoy. The North Vietnamese drivers, realizing they were exposed, began abandoning their vehicles and fleeing into the jungle. "Don't let them escape," Holley ordered. "Hit every truck you can see." For the next hour, Thor orbited the convoy like a bird of prey, systematically destroying vehicle after vehicle with devastating precision. The 20mm Vulcan cannons shredded truck cabs and cargo areas, while the 40mm guns punched through engine blocks and fuel tanks. Coogan worked with methodical efficiency, calling out targets and adjusting fire as the crew destroyed truck after truck. Secondary explosions indicated ammunition trucks, sending mushroom clouds of fire hundreds of feet into the air. Truck number 15, direct hit, large secondary explosion. Truck number 16, engaging now. Another secondary. That one was carrying ordnance. The North Vietnamese response was swift and deadly. Anti-aircraft guns positioned along the trail began filling the sky with tracer fire, forcing Holley to vary his orbit pattern constantly. The familiar orange golf balls of 37mm shells began exploding uncomfortably close to Thor's aluminum skin. "Taking heavy ground fire from multiple positions," Holley reported. "Continue the attack. We're not leaving until this convoy is destroyed." The crew's training and experience showed as they continued the attack despite intense enemy fire. Coogan maintained his targeting while the gunners loaded round after round into their weapons. The aircraft shuddered with each burst from the cannons, brass shell casings littering the cargo compartment. By midnight, over 30 trucks lay burning along the hidden road. But Major Ballsmith's Black Crow sensor was detecting even more vehicles scattered throughout the area, trucks that had dispersed into smaller groups when the attack began. "I'm showing multiple groups of vehicles throughout the grid square," Ballsmith reported. "Looks like they split the convoy when we hit them. I count at least 20 more trucks in 3 separate locations." Holley made a tactical decision that would define the mission. Instead of leaving with their impressive kill count, Thor would hunt down every remaining vehicle in the area. "We're staying until we get them all. Fuel and ammunition?" The flight engineer checked his gauges. 3 hours of fuel remaining, plenty of ammunition for all systems. For the next 2 hours, Thor hunted individual trucks and small groups of vehicles throughout the Steel Tiger area. The crew worked with deadly efficiency, using their advanced sensors to locate hidden trucks and destroying them one by one. The 105mm howitzer proved particularly effective against vehicles hiding under heavy jungle canopy. The massive shells could penetrate the forest cover and destroy trucks through sheer explosive force, even without direct hits. Target Grid 77 Alpha, 2 trucks under heavy canopy, engaging with 105. The howitser's blast shook the entire aircraft as the 33-pound shell arced toward the target. Seconds later, a brilliant explosion erupted through the jungle canopy as both trucks were destroyed by the massive warhead. As Thor's fuel reached minimum levels for the return flight, Coogan tallied the night's results. 43 trucks destroyed with direct hits, at least 15 more damaged, severely enough to be mission-killed. It was the highest single-mission score in AC-130 history. "Gentlemen," Major Holley announced, "that was the most successful truck hunt in gunship history. 43 confirmed kills in one night. The enemy just lost an entire division's worth of supplies." The flight back to Ubon was subdued as the crew reflected on what they had accomplished. An entire North Vietnamese convoy, representing months of preparation and irreplaceable equipment, had been destroyed in a single night by one aircraft. Intelligence analysis of the mission revealed the full scope of Thor's achievement. The destroyed convoy had been carrying ammunition and supplies for 3 enemy divisions, preparing for major operations in South Vietnam. The loss would force the North Vietnamese to delay their offensive for months. For his leadership during the mission, Major Holley was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. Technical Sergeant Coogan received the Air Medal for his precise gunnery, but the entire crew understood that their success was the result of teamwork, training, and superior technology. Thor continued flying truck hunting missions until December 21, 1972, when the aircraft was shot down by a 37mm anti-aircraft gun while attacking a convoy near Chapone. Only 2 crew members survived the crash that ended the career of the most successful gunship in Vietnam War history. By the time Thor was lost, the aircraft had destroyed or damaged over 800 trucks during its service in Southeast Asia. The surprise package program proved that advanced sensors and precision weapons could multiply the effectiveness of air power when operated by skilled crews. The AC-130 Spectre program continued throughout the Vietnam War, with gunships destroying over 10,000 trucks along the Ho Chi Minh Trail. The concept proved so successful that AC-130s remain in service today, providing close air support for Special Operations Forces around the world. But it was Thor's crew on November 14, 1970, who set the standard for what one aircraft with the right mission and the right people could accomplish. In 4 hours of sustained combat, they proved that sometimes the difference between victory and defeat comes down to finding the enemy when he thinks he's safe and hitting him harder than he ever imagined possible.